Beaten Path, we like to showcase interesting people, places, and things in our great state of Pennsylvania. One of those interesting things is right behind me. It's this big cow. It's located on Route 309 in Wilkes-Barre Township. I talked to the owner about its history.
Well, the cow's actually been here since January 1967. The land that we're on now, the building that we occupy now, formerly was a milk processing plant called Gorman's Dairy. And in order to attract more customers, they came up with the idea, somewhere they heard about a company out in Wisconsin that made fiberglass cows and other type of fiberglass ornaments that they use as advertising. That cow actually cost, in terms of dollars, it cost the price of a 1967 Cadillac, brand new Cadillac. So if you Google what the price of a 1967 Cadillac is, that's what that cow was worth when it was brought, which was pretty expensive back in 1967. When the cow was brought in, she didn't have a name, so there was a big contest to name the cow. The winner of the name contest received the color TV set, which was a big deal. A color TV set in the 1960s was huge, you know. So actually, a local gentleman just down the road, about a half a mile, came up with the name 309. Because the highway we're on right now is 309. So the name of the cow, which was clever, was 309.
Yes, 309 has been a landmark in Wilkes-Barre Township for years. Right now, the cow is sporting the same look it had all those years ago. But that was not always the case.
My dad is now deceased for 5 years, and it was one of the biggest things he used as an attraction, because even when the SPCA needed a fundraiser, he allowed kids for $1 or a paintbrush to come down and they paint the cow. It was like a psychedelic color, you know, so, and it stayed that way for a few months, and then they repainted it back, but it was just for a fundraiser for the SPCA, and it worked out nice. The kids got to put their mark on the cow, so to speak, for a while. About 5 years ago, she got a paint job and fixed her up and put a fence around there. I have photos in my office of actually a photo of myself at age 2 and my sister at age 3 with a gentleman that used to work for the dairy when it was installed, the day it was installed in 1967. So we used those photos and then we showed those to the painters and said, get it as close as you can. And they got it very close. Literally, there's so many people every single day, especially in the summertime, photographs. Out-of-town license plates, unbelievable. You see the people come by to get their photos with their young kids and so forth. And so it is a great attraction for the area. Actually, it was the most recognizable landmark in Luzerne County. Unfortunately, until the corruption scandal hit Luzerne County, now you see the courthouse on TV so much, more people recognize the courthouse because of the scandal. But before that, the cow, I think the cow, she'll be back in first place pretty soon. And a lot of people say, well, is it really a cow because it has horns? And actually, all cows have horns. It's just that the farmers, when they cut the horns off of cows. But that cow there, when it was shipped, the horns actually come off so it could fit underneath the bridges and so forth. It was a little bit too high, so they had to install them when it was put here. Safely to say, millions of people have used it as directional. You know, when you get to the cow, go another half a mile or turn right at the cow, you go up to Wilkes-Barre Township. A lot of the businesses on both sides of our location have benefited because they say, well, we're just right next door to the cow, or we're 2 miles down the road from the cow. But we use it for our business now, Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer. I mean, all we have to do is tell people that we're located at the cow in Wilkes-Barre Township. And if you don't know where the cow's at, I mean, you probably haven't lived here that long, you know. But if you lived here for at least a year or so, everyone knows where it's at. So it works out well for us still.
So if you're traveling on Route 309 through the Wilkes-Barre Township area, stop and get your picture taken with 309, the big cow on Route 309. Still ahead on Off the Beaten Path, Chris and his camera.